They called him the next Messi. But when 17-year-old Lamine Yamal entered the hall of the International Sports Ethics Tribunal, he wasn't wearing a jersey. He was wearing a suit. Not flashy, not branded, just black. Silent, heavy. Cameras snapped in rapid fire as he walked past the press line. He didn't smile. He didn't wave. He looked like someone carrying a secret he never asked to keep. Inside, the tribunal chamber was colder than expected, both in temperature and tone. The chairwoman, Dame Eleanor Worthington, adjusted her glasses. "Mr. Yamal," she said, "you are not required to speak under oath today. Are you sure you want to proceed?" Yamal nodded. His voice was steady. "Yes, ma'am." "You're 17 years old, the youngest player to ever be called to testify before this panel. Do you understand the implications of what you're about to say?" "I do." A pause, then silence, then fire. "I was 14 the first time a coach told me to fake an injury," Yamal began. "Not because I was hurt, but because a sponsor didn't want me playing in a match televised by the wrong broadcaster." The chamber shifted. A few gasps, a few pens paused mid-note. "I was 15, he continued, when I overheard agents negotiating my image rights behind closed doors, without me, without my parents." The chairwoman's brows lifted. "Are you alleging misconduct by the club?" "I'm saying it's not just the club. It's the system, the academies, the scouts, the media, even the brands that pretend to support us." He leaned forward, eyes sharp. "They don't want players. They want products." A panel member interjected. "Mr. Yamal, are you suggesting there's coercion involved in youth football?" "Not suggesting. I'm telling you. We're groomed to stay quiet, smile for cameras, sign the deal, take the pressure. If we break, they'll replace us in a week." The room stiffened. Even the cameras seemed to stop. Yamal reached into his folder and pulled out a printed screenshot. "This is a WhatsApp message sent to a 13-year-old after he turned down a transfer." The message read, "Wrong choice, kid. Good luck making it without us." The panel whispered among themselves. The chairwoman tapped her gavel. "This is serious, Mr. Yamal. Do you have more?" Hundreds of messages, contracts, voice recordings. They called me the next Messi, but they never asked if I wanted to be. The footage of Lamine Yamal's testimony went viral within hours. On sports shows, anchors stuttered through their scripts. On social media, hashtags exploded. Hashtag Yamal Truth. Hashtag Football on Trial. Hashtag Next Messi Speaks Out. But inside the tribunal, the storm was just beginning. Dame Worthington cleared her throat. "Mr. Yamal, you've mentioned pressure from sponsors and clubs. Can you elaborate?" Yamal didn't blink. "When I was 16, I was told by a club director that I had two choices: smile for a commercial I didn't believe in, or sit the next 3 games. I smiled." "Were your parents aware of these pressures?" "They were kept in the dark. Manager spoke directly to me, told me I was a man now, that I should start acting like a brand." One of the panelists interjected. "Is this limited to Spain?" Yamal's reply was instant. "No. I've trained with players from England, Brazil, the US, and they all tell the same story: branding over well-being, profit over people." The chairwoman raised a document. "We've received legal threats from 2 major agencies since this hearing began. Are you prepared for the consequences?" "I've already received death threats," Yamal replied calmly. "They say I'm ruining the game. But I'm not ruining football. I'm revealing what already broke it. A tremor passed through the room. Cameras focused tighter. The press outside shouted into live feeds. A man in a suit rushed to the panel, legal counsel whispering something urgent. But Worthington didn't flinch. Mr. Yamal, this tribunal must now consider whether systemic reform is necessary. In your view, what would that look like? He took a breath. Independent youth oversight, mental health protections, contract transparency. No 13-year-old should have a shoe deal before he understands what signing a contract means. Another panelist leaned forward. Some claim you're being used by rival interests, that this is all orchestrated. Yamal's voice grew sharper. I speak for myself. I'm not a puppet. I'm the product of a machine that's forgotten its humanity, and I'm here to shut it down before it eats the next kid alive. The chamber went still again. Someone in the back whispered, "He's going to start a movement." And they were right. Because on that same day, 5 other players, all under 20, publicly announced they were ready to testify. The silence was finally cracking.
The tribunal chamber reconvened after a short recess, but nothing felt the same. The room now held weight, like the quiet before a verdict, or a revolution. Lamine Yamal sat still, eyes forward. Behind him, 5 young players waited silently. They were next. The panel resumed. Dame Worthington leaned forward. Mr. Yamal, you've triggered international reactions. FIFA has issued a statement. UEFA has requested access to your evidence. How do you respond? I welcome it, Yamal said. But I don't trust them yet. Not until I see real action. The panelist beside her asked, You understand that this might end your career? Yamal nodded slowly. If my career ends because I told the truth, then it's not a career worth having. That line sent waves through the chamber. Even the stiffest committee members shifted in their seats. Moments later, a screen flickered to life. A montage played. News anchors debating, former players reacting, protesters gathering outside stadiums with banners that read, Let them play, don't make them pay. A former club director was caught on tape saying, They're just kids. I didn't know they'd fight back. The clip ended. Back in the room, Worthington raised an eyebrow. Did you expect this level of impact? Yamal exhaled. I hoped, but I didn't expect people to actually listen. The tribunal played a final piece of evidence, a video clip from inside a youth training facility. Coaches shouting, a boy crying, someone yelling, He's replaceable! The clip ended. A silence heavier than shame filled the space. You said earlier this is bigger than football, Worthington said. What did you mean? Yamal leaned in. This is about how we raise kids to entertain before they're old enough to consent. It's about turning dreams into commodities. And it's not just football. It's everywhere. Music, acting, social media. We don't raise children anymore. We market them. He paused. His voice softened. My mother used to walk me to training. She carried my boots, not because I couldn't, but because she believed in me more than I did. And now she can't watch my games without crying, because she knows what it cost. A panelist looked down. Another took off their glasses. From the gallery, slow clapping began. Not disrespectful, reverent, measured, controlled. But it grew. Staffers, journalists, even some panelists. The chairwoman didn't stop it. She waited, let it breathe. Then she stood. This tribunal will now move forward with formal inquiry proceedings. Based on the testimonies we've heard and the material evidence provided,
We acknowledge there is probable cause to investigate